Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Mason of Delfino here today, and I know this is kind of an up close angle of me. You don't normally see me this close, but that's because it's an up close and personal kind of video. Because I want to just talk about everything about YouTube, about us, about community, everything. So I know lately I've been uploading a lot. I finally have a lot of motivation for YouTube, and I mean a lot. I have a lot of videos planned that I hope you really enjoy, and this is just the beginning. It's almost been 5 years since I made my channel, and finally I'm starting to get some kind of ground, somewhere where I want to be, and I'm at a point now where the only place I can go is up, and that's a great feeling because I have so much motivation to do these things and talk to you and make videos and all this stuff, and lately I just had a lot of time to think. I've uploaded a lot lately about the Nintendo Switch because it's coming very soon, and it's been something I think a lot of people are just insanely hyped for, including myself. And I did a video last week about 6 features I wanted to see in the Nintendo Switch that would sell the system, basically talking about things that are in the Switch now that are gonna be system sellers, basically kind of like HD Rumble, voice chat finally, stuff like that. And then 5 for the day after that, I did 5 games that I think are going to be low-key fire, going to low-key dominate on the Switch. Basically games that are going to kind of go under the weather, under the light kind of, and just soar up and do a lot better than people expect. Like ARMS and Yooka-Laylee and things like that. And then I talked about 4 Breath of the Wild merchandise that I had from GameStop. And it's just kind of counting down up until 1. I've been waiting to do this for a while, just because I had ideas and I wanted to share my excitement and all this stuff, and it was just so much fun. And daily videos are doing really good. I'm hoping to do them as long as I can because this is such a great time, really. And I know I sound maybe a little more mellow than normal. I know I'm usually really excited, but I just needed to take the time to just kind of go over everything. And thank you, just from heart to heart, person to person, because I don't normally do this. This is a lot more personal, it's going to be anyway, than what my videos usually are. So if you're interested in hearing a little bit of a background story from me and all this stuff, stick around, because it's going to be fun. So basically, leading up to the Switch, like I said, it's March 3rd, coming soon, and I've had these 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 videos, for the 2, I did 2 features I wanted in Mario Odyssey. For 3, I had 3 Smash characters I would like to see in Smash Bros. Switch. It's just a lot of ideas I had that I wanted to express before launch, simply because it builds hype. And it gets me excited, it gets other people excited. But there's one video that we haven't done yet, and that's day 1. One day until Thursday. I've been counting down until Thursday for the last day before the Switch, basically. Not to the Switch, but before that. Just to kind of get people a lot more hyped, And, what was the one video? We had the 6, the 5, the 4, the 3, the 2, but what about the 1? So today, finally, after this introduction, I want to talk about the one reason I love Nintendo the most. And, it's crazy to think that I'm where I am now. Like I said, it's going to get a little bit more personal than my videos normally do. And I'm trying to keep this unedited, just so straight from the heart, not improv at all, very improv actually, now that I say that, but straight from the heart, and I need you to know that, sincerely, you have my thanks for everything. And it's crazy because this all happened about 6 years ago. I met one of my best friends, and his name's Lucas, and he lives in the East Coast of the US, and it's crazy to think that this one man is the reason that I'm where I am now. Basically, a long time ago, I was bored one day. In 2011, my dog passed away. That was a very hard time for me, and I wanted to be able to kind of distract myself. So I was 13 at the time. I went on Club Penguin, and that's a weird thing to say on this channel, I know. But it was the first time I had logged on there in like a year. I went to the one server, I went to that one room, and there was this penguin there that said go to this chat room. And I went there, and eventually one thing led to another, and I was sitting in a Nintendo 3DS chat room with a bunch of strangers. And that's where my story began with this. Lucas was in that chat room, and he's the reason I have a YouTube channel. He's the one that came up with the old YouTube name, Nintendo News by Me. He's the one that kind of gave me that push, you know? to do all of this. And you know, everybody in general is the reason my room is the way it is. You guys are the reason I am who I am. YouTube is a part of me now, and I couldn't be more thankful. Because Nintendo, it brings people together. And that's the one part of this video. That's the one thing I love about Nintendo. Basically, like I said, it was a really rough time for me at that time. Whenever I met Lucas, we got to talking. You know, he just became one of my really good friends. It was weird to have a friend over the internet, but I've met him so many times since then in person. That's why I go to New York a lot. I know a lot of people. Like, I know a lot of people in that area. And recently, I just went to go see Captain Nintendo Dude and Triforce Johnson because they're waiting in line for the Switch. And it's crazy to think that no matter where you go, no matter who you're going to see or whoever, if you know, the internet is full of variety, and that's what I love about it. You meet so many interesting people through YouTube, through collaborations, and seeing people on the screen. You're like, I want to meet you. You know, you want to get to know a person before all this stuff happens, and it's crazy because this is all because of Nintendo. I have the friends I do now because of Nintendo, because we share that bond between one another. And you know, when the Wii U came out, that was around the time I started my channel. It was actually March of 2012. So, just kind of getting into the groove, not really taking anything seriously, trying to but not succeeding, put it at that. And, you know, I was very excited. And I know some people were too, and the Wii U didn't really turn out how we thought it would. But that doesn't leave the fact away that this has been revolutionary for me. It changed my life, really. And I know it's just crazy. It blows my mind how life works itself in the way it does. Because you've seen my room. You know what's behind me. You see what's behind me, right? All of this stuff. And I have walls and walls and walls of stuff. Of Nintendo collectibles and merchandise. I'm just a nerd at heart. I'm a Nintendo gamer at heart. And, you know, it's crazy because part of this roots to the Triforce and C&D visit I had in New York on February 18th. I told him we were coming, and he got excited. You know, it was really cool because I've talked to him a few times before all of this, and I know, like I said a few times before, some of his audience is now watching me. So, hi guys, I'm Mason. So, you know, it's just crazy how it all worked out. And I know it's a kind of a random video, and you know, it's weird because growing up, you know, I mean, like I said, I was 13 at the time. I went to a very stupid school. School was never the easiest for me just because I didn't fit in anywhere. I wasn't in a spot to where I had things in common with people, or, you know, I had my group of friends, but that was it. There was nobody outside of my circle that I talked to, and I was just kind of an introvert. I still am. I get anxious whenever I have to ask a Walmart employee where the, like, condiments are. Like, I'm a very introverted person unless I'm in an area where I feel accepted. And it's crazy to think that Nintendo has been able to do that for me. YouTube has been able to reach me into this new world where anywhere I go or anybody I talk to is just, they accept you for who you are and what you do. And really, that's the most rewarding thing ever, because I've met so many amazing people through Nintendo, through this. My YouTube channel is about Nintendo. If I was an Xbox channel, if I only talked about PlayStation or Microsoft or Sony, you know, any third-party company that's not Nintendo, I say third-party, but you get the idea, I wouldn't know the people I know today. I wouldn't be sitting here with a bunch of amiibo behind my desk. I'd probably have a bunch of Call of Duty figurines and all this Overwatch stuff, you know? It's just crazy to be... I'm so thankful, and I never really say that enough. So I'm sorry for that. But just know, no matter what happens, this is always going to be part of me. And Nintendo just straight up brings people together. I went to New York last year for the Nintendo New York grand opening, reopening rather. It was Nintendo World. And to think that I sat in line there for 10 hours and watched the line build up and up and up behind me. That line wrapped around for like 8 city blocks when I got there. I waited 10 hours in line in 9-degree weather with Lucas, who I mentioned earlier, and one of my other friends, Muha. And just to be able to meet people online with as common interest as you through Mario or Zelda or Pikmin or Donkey Kong, anything like that, is an incredible thing, because once you meet that person, you just become friends with them and they become part of your life. And the thing I love about you guys in the community so much is that we all have one thing in common, and that's this. We all share a bond through what is behind me, through the game you're playing on your screen right now, on your other monitor, the game that you have in your pocket on your DS. Everything has a story behind it. Every person has a story behind it. And mine just keeps getting more and more interesting. I mean, to think that I've made the friends that I have through Mario, through Zelda, is really an incredible thing. I mean, I have plans to move to New York one day. That's kind of the plan. And I think that's finally what I wanted to do. And the thing is, whenever I was there on the 18th, it really opened my eyes to where and just how incredible that place is. And, you know, just the community, the Nintendo community. There's so many people that stop by to say hi. And, you know, these kids with their moms driving like 4 or 5 hours to see Alex. And I'm like, you know, my mom did that for me at one point. And I couldn't be more thankful for that. I have mass respect for those parents that are willing to do things like that for their kids, because I know exactly where you're coming from. You know, my mom always wants the best for me, but both my parents do. You know, and I recently just got an invite from some people over that way to go to PAX East with them. And I'm in Ohio, you know, that's an 11-hour drive to PAX. And as much as I would have loved to go, the fact that people even remember you. I met these people once on the 18th, and they got a hold of me, and they're like, hey, can you be in Boston in 10 days? I'm like, dude, that's crazy. And to think that people care that much. My friends on the internet that have this Nintendo interest, you know, the people in my circle of YouTube friends and Twitter friends that I've bonded with through Nintendo have really led me on an adventure I didn't ever expect to go on. If you would have told me 10 years ago I'd be talking to people from Australia and Europe and New York and California and Texas and Florida and everywhere, and that I would have had the opportunity to go to E3 or Comic-Con or PAX, I wouldn't have believed you. I would have said, you are crazy. Like, why would I want to talk to somebody from Australia? You know, and why not? You know, if you have the interest, you gotta go for it. And that's one thing I learned through all of this, through Nintendo. You know, some games have really opened my eyes to these kinds of things where you just can't give up. No matter what, you can't give up. I mean, life gets rough sometimes, and you just gotta push through it, you know? And to think that I'm where I'm at now is incredible. I've met so many amazing people through this, through everything. I've talked to the creator of, not the creator I guess, but the voice actor for the Smash announcer for Smash Bros, Xander Mobus, twice. Those videos are on my channel, go look them up, it's a real thing. And I have an autograph from the voice of Mario that my friend Manny got for me and sent to me from California. And I've met so many great people, so many great-hearted people that have this common interest that they're willing to share with me and with everybody. And I don't really know where I'm going with this. I guess just Nintendo brings people together, and it all started with that. And that's where my journey for YouTube started, is back in that chat room in 2011. I'm talking to some kid at the time who I'd never met before. Is this person real? Is he a catfish? I didn't know. But I didn't care. I was willing to take that risk and see what other adventure awaited. And because of him, I've had all these opportunities. If I had not logged on to Club Penguin that one day, I would have not be sitting here in front of a camera talking to you. Like I said, well, school wasn't the easiest. I had a lot of just introvert. I was an introvert. That's what it was. I don't like talking to people face to face. And through Google Hangouts or something like that, you know, that's a lot more better for me. But now it's like I'm becoming so ambitious about everything in life, about my YouTube, about Nintendo. I've had the opportunity to go to E3 twice now, if you want to count this year where it's open to the public. I'm gonna go there one day, and I'm gonna get this YouTube channel it's gonna get off the ground one day, I promise you. I have so many plans, and I know so many people that I would love to work with, and just Nintendo has done this for me. They've changed my life, and in the best way possible. And that all started out when I put hands on Mario 64 for the first time 16 years ago. And then it led to this, and I've met the best people I could have ever met. I've met my best friends through YouTube and Nintendo and Twitter with that common interest. If you liked Mario, I talked to you, and eventually those people just get closer, you know? You grow as people and friends, and eventually they just start to feel like family. And for that, I'm forever grateful. So, it's a longer video, I know. That's why I love Nintendo the way that I do, though. That is the one reason I like Nintendo the way I do. That's what I like best about it. And like I said, for that, I am forever grateful. So, thank you all so much for watching. You know, I know this is kind of a weird video for me to make because I don't normally talk about things like this. But for everybody that's ever commented and liked and disliked and pretty much built me into who I am, thank you. All of you. Every single one of you. Literally, if we've become arch nemesis over the years, I'm sorry for whatever happened. And just make peace. Life is too short to be anything but happy, and I've learned that here lately. And you gotta plan, and you gotta stick with it, because if not, you're not gonna be happy. So, one day we're gonna get this YouTube channel off the ground, it's gonna do great, and we'll all be in this together. So thank you all so much for watching, and thank you for being you. I will talk to you next time.